Did you know that for every human born, 7 puppies and kittens are born, and that only 1 out of every 10 dogs born ever finds a permanent home? Even if every person in America adopted a pet today, there would still be thousands of animals without a home. Did you know that some dogs end up at the shelter because their microchips were never registered? If your dog ever gets a microchip, make sure that it is registered to your name. Otherwise, there is no way for the shelter to locate the owner. Only 16% of lost dogs and 2% of lost cats are ever claimed from shelters by their guardians. Many strays are lost pets that were not kept properly indoors or provided with identification. Less than 2% of cats and only 15 to 20% of dogs were returned to their owners. Most of these were identified with tags, tattoos, or microchips. Pets can be microchipped by most veterinarians. For pet owners who rely on electric fences, be aware of how long it has been since you last changed the batteries in your animal's collar. Some dogs end up at the shelter with their electric collars still on because the batteries are dead. The batteries in your dog's collar should be changed every 3 to 6 months. There are 2 important steps to follow if your pet goes missing. First, make lost dog posters to post around town. These posters need to have large, bold print that can be seen from the road. They also need a picture of your pet, a color or breed description, and most importantly, your phone number. You may also want to check local veterinarians to see if someone has turned your pet in. If nothing else works, you may consider posting a lost pet ad or free online classified ad in the lost pet section. And secondly, if your dog is not found within a day, it is extremely important to visit any local animal shelters to look for your lost pet. Drive to the local animal shelter and physically search for your dog. It is not something you can do over the telephone. Bring a picture of your pet with your phone number on it to the shelter in case the animal shows up. That way they will have a way to contact you. Shelters do not have funding in place to house lost pets indefinitely. If your pet ends up at the shelter, it may not be able to stay there for very long. Did you know that the main reason for animals being at the shelter is pet overpopulation due to not spaying or neutering pets? Only 10% of animals received by shelters have been spayed or neutered. 75% of owned pets are neutered. The cost of spaying or neutering your pet is less than the cost of raising puppies or kittens for an entire year. There are 12 low-cost spay and neuter resources in East Tennessee. Don't be fooled into thinking that animal shelters are filled with animals that were dumped because they misbehaved. Shelter pets are wonderful companions that are usually a product of a bad economy, irresponsible ownership, or just plain bad luck. Shelter animals are destroyed simply because there is no one to adopt them. Four counties combined in East Tennessee euthanized over 15,000 animals in 2010. This isn't something that shelters are proud of, but without people to adopt these animals, they don't have a choice. Animals in shelters have only a 50% chance of getting out alive. 3 to 4 million across the U.S. will be euthanized, amounting to over 250,000 per month, 405 per hour, and 1 every 9 seconds. Be a responsible pet owner and do your part to keep your pets out of the shelters. You wouldn't want them to end up here.